Okay, we had to switch. We had to switch over. I don't know why Facebook is acting up, but Linda, I sent you the um, thingamajig. Here we go. I don't know why Facebook is acting up.
I have no idea. But at least we had a backup this time.
Wait a minute, I'm muted because I got this microphone in. 1 second.
Okay. Are we live on the page yet?
Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Oops.
Okay. Say
Okay,
something. Okay, there we go. Hey everybody. We're trying a new way of doing this, so bear with us. Oh yeah, you can still share. Good, good, good. Give me 1 second, everybody.
Um,
And one more.
hey, Alex. Hey, Victoria.
I know I should be better prepared, but I'm sorry. I'm trying to share. Okay, hello everybody. Welcome to tonight's discussion, open discussion, Sunday Live, Let's Talk Autism. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Nita. I am one of the admins of this wonderful establishment. And
And I'm Linda. I'm the other admin.
we're trying out a new streamer. So bear with me as I learn these controls. So good evening. Hey, Victoria. Hey, Alex. Sonia. Hello. Hello, Annette. Did you start a watch party?
That's what I'm doing now. You started one.
No, I just shared the actual live. I didn't do the watch. Oh, yeah. That's right. I have to go in.
You shared it in discussions and more?
Yeah. But you can do the watch part. I'm going to go and add the new members. I forgot about that. How are you? Hey, Janine. Mrs. Tammy. How are you? Give us 1 second. We're trying to add this to other areas. Feel free to share this. We are on the public page, just so you'll know.
Hey, Della. Hey, Annette. Hey, Mrs. Tammy, and Janine, and Leslie. Hey, Leslie. How are you? How is everybody? And Ellen. And hey, Jetta. Hello. And hey, Steve. And I do have one going now. So, everybody, I think that everybody or most everybody is familiar with Let's Talk Autism. It's an open forum to discuss anything autism related, whether it's something you just want to share, a question you want to ask, resources, or anything of the sort. Anything autism related is what Let's Talk Autism is about. I'm good, Miss Tammy. Hey, Grace. Hey, Sharon.
Give me 1 second. Almost done.
Emily's doing good. Yeah, she's doing good. She had the whole week off, so she's ready to go back to school, but she's doing really good. How is Tez, Della? And how is DeAndre, Nita?
He's good. I just put a video up. He was asking to go to McDonald's. I'm on another page, so bear with me. I can't see you, but he was
Okay, I got.
asking.
Okay.
He was asking to go to McDonald's and on an iPad, but I put it on. I loaded it up, so it'll be on there so you can see. So when his dad came to pick him up, I had to let him know DeAndre was giving hints. Almost done. Here I come. I'm getting ready. I couldn't do the watch party for this, but I added. Let's see if this will go through. Okay. All right. Let me get back here.
Hello,
Okay.
Tracy.
I'm back. Hey, Leslie. Hey, Tracy. That's my hairstylist, you guys. That's Tracy. She cuts my hair.
Oh.
How
Oh,
are
hey,
you,
Tracy.
Tracy? She's been doing my hair for about 13 years.
Really?
Yeah, she the one that chopped it all off for me when I was ready to chop it off.
She does a good job.
I'm doing good,
Hey,
Grace.
Rosanna.
Oh, you know what? Oh, it's a feature on here. Let me see if I can work it. So, see this? Can everybody see that?
Oh, yeah, that's really neat. That's neat because it's whatever comment we're addressing at that moment.
Yeah, so everybody
Yeah, I
can
love
see it.
that. Yeah,
Yeah.
I like that.
Okay. I had to use you as an example, Leslie.
Oh, that's really nice. I love that.
Yeah.
That's so sad. She has a double ear infection, 6 days for the fever to break. Wow. Oh my
Wow.
goodness.
Yeah.
Mhm. Is she on amoxicillin or Septra? Emily had that broken tooth finally got infected, and
Poor baby.
starting, I think, yeah, I think she goes in December 18th to get it worked on for the first time because they finally got all the stuff situated. Uh, she started crying about it Wednesday evening. Oh my goodness, that night was so rough. She was literally up all night. It looked like she was in labor, the way she was just crying in pain. And oh my goodness, we felt so bad and we didn't know what to do. And she was throwing up. It was just, oh, it was so bad.
Oh, poor baby.
But she's gradually getting better, so that's good. And it'll finally be fixed. So, oh my goodness.
Well,
Yeah.
good.
So,
At least she'll get it fixed.
mhm. Yeah, the
Mhm.
scary thing was she kept trying to wiggle it, thinking it was loose, and she kept saying loose tooth, and it's a permanent top front tooth. So, yeah, but when it's hurting, all you can think about is
Yeah.
not having that pain.
Right. Right. Okay.
Okay,
So
that's
for
good. She's getting
the
better.
new people, just so you'll know, we do this every Sunday. This is our Let's Talk Autism live sessions. This is open discussion. So you can throw out your questions, suggestions. It's all about parents helping parents. If you see a question in the chat and you're able to answer or give a suggestion, feel free to throw it in there. It's all about us just sitting back and talking about autism. So let's talk, everybody. Let's see. I'm going to use. Ashley says, "Look. I like this. I like this. Tooth pain is um worse than
Yeah.
worse than labor
Hmm.
because labor pain goes. Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
and at least you have something to show for it after labor. You have a baby and everything, but
right.
tooth pain gradually wears away. Like, it fades away. It doesn't just instantly stop. And once you start the medication, it's going to just, still take a while to go away. Hey Pam, hey Mark. There's
Hey,
another comment
Pam,
up here.
at the top.
Uh, Jetta McMorrow.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah, up near the top.
Okay, and she says, "I need help. 8-year-old will just not listen. He can follow instructions really well, but just won't follow discipline. Back talk is bad. Attitude is strong with him. This mama is tired of fighting every day." Anyone? Um, anyone have any suggestions for an 8-year-old who's stubborn? I guess you can say following instructions.
That's a hard one too, because I mean, children are going to do things. I mean, neurotypical children will, push the limits anyways. Then you have autism in play, and then you want to know maybe there might be something else like oppositional defiant disorder. So it's a difficult one. What we do with Emily when she gets to the point where she has behaviors is we do a reward system like they do at school. Instead of short term, we do it more long term, because we know how long she can last. Maybe something like that as far as holding off on something that he likes and then having him earn it. And then is he high functioning or lower functioning, and how verbal is he? Because then the more verbal he is, and the more he can understand what you're saying, the more valuable I think the reward system could be for him.
Yeah, good idea. Tiffany Kirk says, "How long did it take to potty train your little?" Hi, Tiffany. Well, let me be first to answer that. My son is 13. Uh, he still has issues with the potty. He does number one really well now. We just broke him away from pull-ups a couple years ago. He still has issues with number two. He's getting better. We are working on that through ABA therapy, but yeah, it's taken about just this long. Um, so we've been trying a lot of different things to get him to sit on the toilet, the iPad where he sits and plays, and sometimes he'll tell us when he has to go, and he'll say boo 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 boo, and he'll go sit, and he'll jump right up. So we're still working on that. Anyone has any suggestions? How old is your little one, and how long have you been working on the potty train?
Uh, Jetta, that's what so he's verbal and high functioning. Um, have you ever dealt with ABA with him? Because ABA has a lot of good pointers too, and it's kind of like this. With him being higher functioning, it can kind of be like a mediator type thing, whereas it's not just you saying it, but he sees that there's somebody else who's trying to implement it as well. And then, but the key thing is like, so Emily had behaviors at certain ages that I thought would never go away, and they eventually did. And then of course other things come up and things like that. But with ABA and him, I think that he may be able to benefit with somebody else, like putting together regimen with him, as far as every time he has like a good day with his attitude and things like that that he can earn. Um, but sorry, I lost my
Like
train of
a
thought.
redirection of the behavior he's
Yeah,
going
and
for
knowing
there.
that, yeah, and the important thing is because he's 8,
Hmm.
is getting hold of it now. And of
Oh,
course, we all get tired and things like that, but he's only going to get bigger, and that attitude's only going to get bigger. And I think that he would probably be able to benefit from ABA. And I'm not sure because my daughter's not high functioning, so I don't know if you still benefit or if you still uh, take advantage of the ABA program, I mean ABA therapy. But that might be a something to consider.
yeah, I think that would help.
Mm-hmm.
That would help at least curb a little of it, not much.
Mm-hmm.
You're welcome, Sean. I like this. I really like this.
Mm-hmm. And I have one over here in a watch party. Um, does anyone have a family member that don't agree with your ASD child schedule? My 4-year-old does 20 hours of ABA and 12 hours of special education implemented with speech and OT. My grandfather slash adoptive father criticized me last night since my son was doing ABA till 6 p.m. It made me upset because he is doing so well.
What that's all that matters, right?
Exactly.
What do
That
you think?
was exactly my thought.
I mean,
Exactly what.
yeah, that's your child.
Yeah.
And if
Hmm.
if it's too much, if you feel it's too much for him,
Hmm.
then slow it down. But
Hmm.
what do you
Yeah.
feel?
If you feel like it's benefiting him, yeah, I don't see any reason to ba- think about it. If you're going to base it on somebody's opinion and you're going to slow it down because of what somebody's saying, is that really benefiting him? If it's benefiting him and he's doing well, I don't really see why a comment or someone's opinion should slow his therapy down.
So Jetta says verbal, high functioning. Leslie
And
said, go ahead.
Lynn, oh, sorry, Lynn Sloan. Who are you asking? Does he go to ABA? Were you referring to Jetta or were you referring to Rosanna? You're welcome, Rosanna. Okay, that's what I was going to ask Jetta. Jetta says we did ABA before he turned 3, and I've been a couple of classes myself to try and help, but those classes, um, he is he is great in school, great with everyone besides when he is at home. I should look into it. I think so because he shows the capability of acting differently than he does at home. So I think it's worth a try because he knows how. So now I think it's just the incentive to do it at home. Oh, okay, Lynn was talking to Rosanna.
Josh is 5 with very, very few accidents. We try not to wear jeans to school. Sweats are easier. Definitely. 4 in about a year she'll shit, but won't go. Okay. She is 4 in about a year. Okay. The shit, but won't. Okay. So you're saying she'll do number 2, but won't do number 1? Am I reading that right?
And Rosanna, Tiffany points out, I totally agree. Nobody is gonna know what is best for your child but you. You keep doing what you're doing if it works best for you. Hey, Mark.
Hey, Mark, how are you? Son is 9, has no feeling at all to go. Well, that we had tried all kinds. Oh, yeah, just waiting for him. Okay. So he doesn't even get an indication that he has to use the bathroom. Um, he Mark, is he seeing what would that be, a urologist maybe for that type of issue? Anybody have any suggestions for Christina? Anyone dealing with an ex? Um, if he's not participating in anything, I don't know. Yeah, but I don't know. I wouldn't be the best one to answer that. Anyone deals with an ex in Christina's situation? So you're saying he doesn't spend any type of time with her, but he always wants to, um, I guess, tell you what to do. In other words, Cami is very good at school and ABA and therapy, but refused potty training. Does ABA, are they working with her with the potty training? Is that part of her therapy session? Leslie says, I am mad. ABA is in Philly, but not by Pittsburgh area. Really? Oh,
So
yeah, I
that's what I was
remember
gonna.
you did mention
Yeah,
that
that's
before.
so. Are you just not able to get ABA, or do you drive to Philly for it, Leslie?
Oh, okay, Tiffany. I was hoping I read that right. Okay. She won't sit too far. Okay, I got you. I got you. Yeah.
I went back to read that comment too, but I couldn't find it.
I
I was
didn't
like,
know
was
whether
that
she
right?
was saying she go pee. She doesn't go pee, but okay. I got
Yeah,
you
I
now,
meant.
Tiffany.
Mhm. I was like, let me go back and find that. That's what it said. Okay. Tiffany Rosanna says. Rosanna Raquel says. Thank you, Tiffany, so much. It gets hard with the third voice in my ear, but I try to stay strong with my gut. And then about the custody, Rosanna says, I go through this, Christina. I think it was the custody. Yeah, with the custody.
Yeah.
But my son's dads feel like he has a say when he is completely absent. I took mine back to court and they helped me a lot. So hopefully that helps, Christina.
Yeah.
That's from Rosanna.
Ashley says my daughter is 7, will be 8 in January, and has a chromosome 4 deletion and is nonverbal and still not toilet trained. Any suggestions? Don't stop working. And as I said before, my son is 13, and we are still working on some issues as though, although he has gotten much better, much improvement going to the toilet, does number one just fine. But, they're on the spectrum. They're, you know, um, time differences when they're ready. Do the suggestions, the reward system. Um, Try giving her her favorite toy while she's sitting on the toilet,
Mm-hmm.
things like that. Also,
Um, uh, Mark says no, it's not the urologist. It's strange there. He said it's actually the bowel doctor.
the who? Oh, the bowel. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
okay. Oh, Pam says she has a potty training guide. I could copy and make it. That will help. That's wonderful, Pam. Thank you. So if anyone needs the potty training guide, one of our moderators, Pam Kramer, who is up on the screen right now, she has so nicely volunteered to copy the potty training guide for anyone who needs it. Okay. I just got to yours, Mark. I'm going down.
And I didn't see.
Oh, she gets mad when you put her on the toilet. Okay. Yeah, you probably got to keep working. Maybe offer her something sweet just to get her there, something her favorite. Okay, Pam, if you have the guide on your computer, we have a file in the group, and all you have to do is click on the file and download it from your computer if it's on your computer, and you just click on file and it'll download right to the into the group. I can walk you through it, later.
Uh, Grace says, we just got our son in ABA school and he's making progress, but we're having issues with the agency we have for his aid. The agency put someone with him that has never worked with him outside of school. She didn't even know he was able to feed himself if the food is already on his fork or spoon. Now they found out she didn't have her fingerprints after she gave her 2-week notice. It's kind of holding his potential back because he's had several different people working with him. And that's from Grace. That's one of the downsides is that the ABA techs are some of the, at least in my area, they're so easy to get the job, but people always use it as a um,
Starting
in
point.
between, yeah, starting point or in between jobs. So they tend to come and go very frequently. And our kids are uh, the least adaptable to change in people. So it's very unfortunate that that's how it works.
Yeah, because I know once they get accustomed to them, used to them, and then if they start talking, well, I'm going to school to further myself, and then
Yeah. Yeah.
okay, where was I at?
We just signed up. We have ABA finally starting up tomorrow, but because they don't know about the tech they want to put with Emily yet, um, if it would be right fit, they're starting on the parents' end of ABA tomorrow for us, but not Emily's part yet. But I'd rather them take their time than to throw any tech in there that's not going to be there very long.
Definitely, definitely. Khadijah, my son is 3 and is on the spectrum, autism spectrum, and is a picky eater. I don't know what he likes because some days are different. Any suggestions? That's Linda's area. I like to throw that one on her.
And I'm still trying to figure this one out. Does he eat much? Does he eat many things? And how does he request food? Is he verbal? Does he request specific things? Latoya says, "Is it normal for my son to develop sensitivity to loud noises? Never used to bother him." Um, yeah, I think with autism, there's certain things, like there were certain symptoms that Emily had at certain times and that aren't here now. And then I mean, things came and went. Like, so when I felt like anxiety wasn't an issue for her, it became a very big issue during a point in time. So I think it can change as far as what symptoms can be there and what things are bothering them. I think definitely.
Napoleon, why would you come in here and ask that question? Why?
Is it in your watch party?
No, this is on the actual live. So someone, it looks like, because one of the rules of the group is we don't come in here and talk politics. So maybe this is not the group for you, Napoleon. Let's see. I
I'm
don't
gonna go
know.
ahead and
I deleted that. So
uh
Carol Hicks. It's hard just have patience, although my 13 was somewhat potty trained at 5. He reverted and now it's a control thing. He will not go and he is 13, so many different variables. Isn't she awesome, Leslie? Am is such a beautiful person. Jose, Pam's gonna try. I'll try to walk her through it if she's having has trouble. Janine says sit her backwards and give her dry erase markers so she can draw on the lid. Oh, that's a good idea. Have fun while she's on the potty. Oh, it's not on your computer. Okay.
uh so Khadijah answered about so she says, okay, about his picky eating is he is nonverbal and he pulls you to whatever he wants. He likes things he can hold and in his hand, and texture plays a big part in it. He never ate at daycare. He never eats at daycare. He always throws his food. um I noticed that with Emily too. There's not very many foods that she eats with a fork. Not because she doesn't eat with a fork, but because it's types of foods that don't need forks. So, um, but I mean, she eats cereal. She uses a spoon. But I noticed Emily's choice of foods are on the drier, crunchy side, and she doesn't do any sauces. The only thing that she eats that's kind of creamy like is pudding, chocolate pudding, and or vanilla ice cream. So she doesn't really anything other than that is no smooth, wet textures. So I wonder if it's the texture as far as it happens to be things that he eats with his hands, or if it's just like Emily, the dry, crunchy type of things. She does eat meat though, so I mean, but she eats that with her hands as well, like if it's chicken or something.
Notifications is going off back to back. Victoria. Can most 3-year-olds hold up their fingers to show a number? I can't remember from my other children, but my Declan cannot hold his fingers to show 2. He tries, but can't make his fingers work. I think most, they try, you know, like you say, how old are you? They say 2. Some of them do. So,
Rod, oh, Roger Keller says, I can't get my girl to eat slow and chew her food one bite and it's gone, like she's afraid someone is going to take her food. How do I get her to chew and slow down? Roger, how old is your daughter? And I used to watch this YouTube channel with a somebody who was autistic, and what they used to do with him, because he used to eat so fast and didn't chew his food much, they would make him take a bite, put his fork down, and they would try to count with him or have him pay attention how many times he was chewing. Then when he was done, like his mouth was a certain amount of empty, then they would allow him to pick up the fork and go with the next bite. But it took a lot of time of reinforcing that behavior and that repetition to get him to actually slow down. And he was in his late 20s, and he was still they would still have to remind him.
What is this?
I don't know.
That is goodness. I hope we're
Are
not
you talking
getting
about the
mixed
last
up.
thing? You're talking
Yeah,
about the CNN thing?
yeah. We're getting stuff popping up. I'm gonna have to check this thing out more thoroughly.
Oh yeah, huh? I forgot we were on something different.
All
I was
right.
like, what are you talking about?
Like, where does this come from? Okay.
Mm-hmm. Latoya says the same thing. My son will not take one bite at a time. He stuffs so much in his mouth. Talks so much more now, but sensory wise, things are becoming more difficult.
And Mark says, my son has meningitis at 5 weeks old. He has brain development issues. Okay. As well, he's 9 in body, but not in mind. You know what I mean? Yes. I understand.
And Latoya says the same thing that I was referring to with Emily, that certain times certain symptoms were there and certain things weren't. And she says he's 4 now, and some things get better and some things are getting worse. And that's the same thing with Emily. Over certain years and certain things, like I said, certain habits or certain behaviors were there, and I thought they would never go away, and then they went away, and then different things came up. So I think it's just like any other kid and their behaviors and their uh, habits and things like that throughout the years. Ours are going to do the same thing, and they're going to change over the years. So some things are going to stand out or be more prevalent, I think, at certain times.
And there it is again. Yeah, I'm gonna have to see why that's popping up. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
Wow. Do you see what Charles said? Charles said, for several years, I refused to eat with a fork because I didn't like the holes a fork made in the food. See, that's
Really?
why,
Wow,
see, that's,
that's
and
it.
how many of our kids are bothered by that? You know, I mean, that
Right.
could be, an issue with a lot of them, right?
Wow. That's interesting, Charles. So, I mean, foods that were made for forks, what did you do? I mean, fingers, obvious things. Wow, that's really interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta find out why CNN keeps popping up in our chat. I'm getting ready to block them if they pop up again. What age does your kids? Oh, must mean what age did your kids start talking? Mine was a
uh,
baby. Started talking for a minute, and then around that usual age, he just went mute. Round 2.
and Emily was maybe about 8 months, and she had words, and they were big words. And then she started to lose her words by the time she was 14 months, and then she started to gain them back. She was never completely without words.
Anti-autism. Gaylord. You see it in?
What? Yes.
Okay. Let's see. Okay. Okay. This is really weird. Hey, Veronica. That's why I like having so many different perspectives in a group. Yes, it is interesting to get a lot of different ideas. Kids at school would tell me with a fork, not with your hands. They were probably wondering, what is wrong with you? But it bothered you, huh? Yeah, somehow I think I'm using this StreamYard because Facebook was acting up. And I guess they let random people in the live. I'm not sure, but I'm gonna have to look into it and see why that is happening.
And I blocked the last one.
Okay, good.
Hey, Veronica.
Charles says, as far as I know, I started talking at the same age as most kids. Other kids told me I talk funny. When they say you talk funny, slow, fast, did you stutter, that type of thing?
And Latoya, don't worry, I blocked him. It just looks like this one has a lot more trolls. Or has, yeah.
Right. My Camilla went nonverbal at 18 months. She had up to 20 words before she had be in 1 month. She's gonna be 4. She has 7. Where is she at?
And Latoya says her son gets so upset when we slow him down. That's when he puts so much food in his mouth. And he gets mad if you try to slow him down.
Yeah, Jose, my son had about that many words. May not have been that many, but before he just went mute, he just stopped. And I'm gonna say over the last couple of years, he's just started developing, getting his words back, and now he's trying to say 2 and 3 words at a time now. So, still working. Yes, Eddie is a star. With, with the star, I should say. Yeah, with the Christmas tree. Okay.
And so Jose says she's 4 years old now and she has 7 words.
Okay. Just keep working with her. Is she in speech? Does she get any other type of therapy that may help her develop more speech?
And Latoya says, I love this group. I've learned more here than when my child development services was with us. That's good.
Oh, I'm glad we could be a help. This group, I should say. I'm glad this
Yeah.
group has helped. Yes,
And
we
I think,
do, Pam.
what did Pam say? Oh. And it is really good because everybody has their whatever they're benefiting from, services, resources, information, experience. It all comes together here. So it's a really valuable group as far as all that information is concerned because everybody can bring their bit to it, and there's a whole lot of things available here.
Yeah, like somewhat like Janine was saying, different perspectives, and
Exactly.
it's a wonderful thing. Wonderful thing.
Oh, did you hear what Leslie or read what Leslie said? She says Grace just said, "Oh, Mama, that's your friends." That's cute.
Hi, Grace.
Hi, Grace.
I just joined the group and I already like it just because you do this. Well,
Aw.
glad, Tiffany.
Yep, and welcome, Tiffany.
She barely started speech therapy. She lost her ABA therapy due to it.
Aw.
It's, it's like it's an ongoing thing with that ABA,
Mhm.
either
Yeah.
hit or miss.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, 'cause I don't remember if Leslie answered that. Are you driving to Philly or are you just without because it's not in Pittsburgh?
Oh yeah, Leslie.
And she
And
said
thank
this
you
group
for
has
that.
helped myself 100%.
Barely got approved for Katie Beckett. Is that what is Katie Beckett, a school?
Yeah, I was just
Okay.
gonna ask that.
My son was 5'6" when he started. Yeah, my
I
son just
rem
started
mhm.
talking a couple years ago. Okay, go
I
ahead.
re I remember when my older three kids, which are adults now, when they were younger, there was somebody who was so my daughter's 26. There was somebody who was her age when they were 4, and he was getting diagnosed with autism. He was going through the process, and he talked, and then he started to lose words, and then I remember when I was going through this with Emily, they told me that, and I was reading about it, that it was far less often that kids would learn how to talk or children would learn how to talk and start and then lose their words. They said nowadays, or at that point, 14 years ago or 12 years ago, that they were less commonly gaining words and losing it. They just weren't becoming verbal at all until a later time if they became verbal. So it was changing the way that the verbal process was. And they were taking note of that. Grace said hi. Whoa, it's 6 hours from Pittsburgh. Philly is 6 hours from Pittsburgh, so I guess you just go without ABA then? I don't understand it. It should be, to
And
me,
isn't wait, isn't Pittsburgh
uh-huh.
a major city?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't understand. First, I don't understand. Well, I remember maybe a few years ago, maybe up to 3 years ago, when insurance had to start taking over your autism therapies and treatments and things like that instead of pushing it off on parents to go find it. So the insurance started to become responsible for that. But with a disability like that, especially if they're on SSI, I don't understand why all of that stuff is not just, a given that this is something that should be qualifiable. They should qualify for this, the services. And therefore, if that was so, the services will be so much more widely available in many more areas. But I don't understand how they can pick and choose. Oh,
This
ABA
area.
isn't. Yeah, I mean, how can all the people who live in that area go
Now,
without ABA? I don't
but
get it.
let me ask you this, Leslie. They haven't even like said they would maybe get someone to come to you for
Hmm.
ABA, or they're just saying that that area is just totally ABA free.
Yeah, like without.
Uh, right. I mean, you would think if they don't
Mhm.
have the services in the city, they would find, knowing there's a need, they would find someone outside of the city to come to you. It's
And
just
look,
crazy.
yeah. And Latoya asked, what what is ABA exactly? The acronym is Applied Behavioral Analysis, and it is therapy. Uh, it's therapy as far as I guess it's for behaviors. I guess
Behavior. Yeah.
yeah, like they will show your child, they'll help your child learn how to eat with utensils. They'll learn other things as far as learning I don't want to say consequences, but they go across the board. So they'll teach them how to do certain things, like kind of like occupational therapy did, but as far as more of using it when it's appropriate type of things. Behaviors, it it's teaching certain behaviors appropriate for certain situations. So even if it's a repetitive thing, so if they go to the store, they'll work on certain agenda at the store, like say going to the store and buying exactly what's on the list and nothing more, and not having a behavior or a meltdown. So I mean, it can go for many different issues, whatever you think that your child needs help on. That's what ABA works with.
Yeah, and it helps. Like for me, my main concern was my son being a little more independent. So, as he gets
Mhm.
older, I just want the independence to be there
Mhm.
so he won't rely on
Yeah.
me so
Mhm.
much.
And it can go for like, so one part of the time, like we were using ABA for, was helping Emily to control meltdowns and her temper, as far as finding other means when something happened, maybe using other resources or other ideas. So instead of getting upset when the Wi-Fi goes out, maybe saying, I need help, please, and having to fix that, instead of getting upset and having a meltdown. So I mean, it can go like way across the board
Yeah.
with a lot of different behaviors.
Tiffany says insurance has been my biggest stress. We had to stop her speech twice in the 2 years we've been going due to insurance. Wow. So don't give up the fight. And no, now we have insurance that won't stop us after so many. Same thing with me with the ABA. I had to wait a couple of years before um, my insurance, which is Blue Cross Blue Shield, I had to wait a couple of years before they actually start accepting for autism services. They paid for speech. They paid for speech and they paid for OT, but they would not consider ABA. It was a couple years before they put that into a law now that they have to cover it. There has to be an autism coverage on the insurance, but yeah, it
Hmm.
was a while.
That's what I was talking about. Yeah, that's
Hmm.
exactly what I was talking about. Because for a long time, insurances were skating by without taking responsibility for it. Like it wasn't a medical situation.
But let me tell you the funniest thing. When I finally did with Blue Cross Blue
Hmm.
Shield, when it finally took, I think I told you about it, Linda. When I called them, they were supposed to give me referrals to go, you know, places for ABA services to
Hmm.
call. What they did was they gave me the March of Dimes, not the March of Dimes. They gave me a United Way
Easter sales. Oh.
number.
Hmm.
They gave me the county number, which
Oh.
I didn't qualify for. Now that would have
Hmm.
been great. So really, what she was still trying to do was push me off
Hmm.
of the insurance and make the not the county, the city pay for it, pay
Yeah.
for the free services, which I did call them, but
Hmm.
they said, "Oh no, you don't
Yeah.
qualify." So
Hmm.
I had to call them back, and I was back and forth. And remember, I told you that's why I am so with Autism Alliance of Michigan, because they helped me a lot.
Hmm.
They
Yeah.
they advocated. They made that in between call and say, "Hey, listen, you guys can't be doing this. You're supposed to
Hmm.
do this, this, and this," and they got the ball rolling for us.
That's good. Yeah.
Hmm. Oh yeah, they tried. So what Leslie says, yes, it is. Pittsburgh is on one side of the state, and Philly is on the other side of the state. ABA is trying to fight getting across. Okay. Janine says Josh didn't get along with his ABA therapist. So we went on a wait list for a new one through the agency. But while we were on the wait list, he started public school, and Charlotte doesn't allow outside therapy. Wow, really? In their schools. But he gets a ton of therapy provided. Well, that's good. At least he gets it in school. His therapist in school texts me and update me throughout the day. We've even met and tweet his IEP once since September. Okay, great, great. Now, if you get, I will say the therapists, they do help a lot with ABA. She mentioned the IEP because the ABA therapist and her, not the therapist, the okay, it's the BT and the one over her. I can't think of their title. Um, but she works well with me too because that's where when we have our parent talks. But if I do need help with the IEP or them coming to the meeting, they will come and help advocate for what he needs in school. So I will say that's one of the better benefits too of being in ABA therapy. We're from Iowa, and I have never really. So that's you're another one like Pittsburgh. I don't know why. I guess I just got that notion in my head that it would be state, uh, nationwide. It's something that's needed.
There's also a thing, so I don't know who's familiar with SSI and who qualifies and who's taken their children for SSI. Um, there's a thing, so if you didn't qualify financially or didn't qualify financially any longer for your SSI, so SSI comes with Medicaid. If you no longer qualify for SSI financially because you went over the income, you the child or the person on the spectrum will still qualify for the Medicaid part. um, Now what I'm wondering is, do you qualify for the Medicaid part when you go in and apply and you didn't qualify financially? They do keep your file, they'll keep the file open, and then that way if your income drops they would have qualified you medically as a disability. So that usually will stay there, but I'm wondering if you can still claim the Medicaid and not the, even though you didn't qualify financially for the money. Because then too, there would be more options as far as treatment with Medicaid paying for treatment and things like that, and less out of pocket.
Yeah, I think so. Well, here, because
Mm-hmm.
I know I was
Yeah.
able to apply if I qualified
Mm-hmm.
for Medicaid and not
Yeah.
the SSI.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah, because SSI has higher limits as far as Medicaid is concerned. So it is good that they do. If you get SSI, you get the Medicaid automatically. So that is good that they do make that allowance. But yeah, I do see, when I was just now looking it up, I did see that different states have different standards or different guidelines as far as approving it. But that's one thing you don't have to be concerned about. If your child does lose the financial part of SSI, the medical will still be there.
mhm. You would think all states would be on the same page, though.
Hmm. Yeah, you would, and it said that it depends on the state. Yeah, but because certain percentage of the Medicaid is paid from state taxes, and certain is paid from federal,
Okay,
which
so
makes me
Mark,
wonder about the states that don't have state taxes.
oh yeah.
Hmm.
So Mark says, I don't know if it's a bad thing, but I do think a lot of technology today helps a lot. There is that many app games and stuff to help. We brought my son up on Sesame Street and he loved Elmo and still does. Yes. My son loves Sesame Street too.
Latoya says, so would a child that is higher functioning would not need ABA? No, I think that they could still benefit from it because it's still got that coping, it still has a learning, as far as learning with your to deal with your emotions, other alternatives to certain behaviors, and learning everyday skills. Definitely, I think that ABA could benefit somebody on the higher functioning.
Mhm. Now, Veronica, do they have ABA where you are? You have these? Okay. My son still loves it. Bert and Ernie. It's his favorite. Yep. My son likes Sesame Street. And you don't have you tried, Pam? Have you tried to get ABA for Ralph? I don't see that much now in UK, but still buy him the DVDs. Okay. Oh, the waiting list is long.
Okay, so Pam says that the ID waiver, which gives us Medicaid, we lost our SSI many years back, but we are now on an ID waiver, which gives us Medicaid. We lost our Medicaid when we lost our SSI. I did hear of states that go through ID waivers, and I don't know if you're in Kansas or if you're in Missouri, but I remember Missouri was one of them for sure. They go through a waiver for even their IHSS. So does I forgot if it's Arkansas or Alabama, and I want to say Ohio as well. But there's certain waiver programs that, so if you didn't qualify financially, or if there's a limit to how many people can receive the services, that they go through waivers, and you have to get it approved.
In Pennsylvania, anyone with special need gets medical assistance.
Latoya says, it sounds like my son could benefit from it a lot. We have a huge safety problem. I've never heard of ABA here in Maine. Definitely with safety issues. That's one of the things we're working on with Emily's ABA is recognizing dangers in the community. So whether it's crossing the street or stranger danger, things like that. That would benefit him even if he is higher functioning. But I don't I guess what I would do is I would type in your state, Maine, and then research ABA and the availability there in Maine for that.
Yep, and along with the safety issues, like with
Mm-hmm.
DeAndre, we're starting to teach him safety in the kitchen. Because one of
Oh yeah.
my what I worry about
Mm-hmm.
is him in the microwave and
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was remembering.
and cutting
Mm-hmm.
apples and using knives. So we're working on that with him to teach him how to be safe.
Yeah.
The one
Yeah,
thing
definitely.
when he really wants something like maybe for instance some noodles, he went and got a pot one time, put the water in it and put it on the stove. But um, one thing, he knew not to touch the controls.
Uh-huh.
But what I worried about, and now the stoves, I have an electric stove. So for me, that's kind of like a plus. And I know the newer model gas stoves has the
Oh, mm-hmm.
safety feature on them, but I always pictured that he would turn a knob and the house would just fill up with the
Gas,
gas.
yeah.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
but I have an electric stove, and that's not really too much better. But he knows not to touch. If it's red,
Yeah.
he knows to stay away from it. So,
Good. Mm-hmm.
but yeah, we're working on. That's another safety thing. Working on kitchen things, especially
Mm-hmm.
that
Yeah.
microwave.
Yeah. Remember the popcorn? Yeah. Yeah, so that's definitely a thing. Yeah, Latoya, too, you could talk to your pediatrician about it, because I have a feeling, I'm not certain, but I have a feeling that I know it happens to me, and my daughter's considered severe. But noticed that not until I bring certain issues to the pediatrician or to, yeah, basically the pediatrician, did I find out about certain services that were available. or our regional center. So it's always worth talking to whoever you do have treating him. It's always worth that, because just like prescriptions, when you go into your doctor and you talk about something, you may not even know there was a prescription medication for it. Same thing with the autism therapies and things available in the resources. It's always beneficial to talk to as many people as you can, whether it's school or his pediatrician,
And
and
don't
finding
leave out
out.
school.
Mhm,
Don't leave. Social
exactly.
workers
Yeah.
have
Hmm.
tons of
Yes.
information.
Hmm. Yeah.
So
And
if your child
yeah.
has a social worker,
Hmm. And you can't know, I mean, of course, we don't know the things to ask for because we don't know what's available and what certain things are. So, especially in the beginning of our journey. So, it's definitely worth being that squeaky wheel and always making, always talking about your issues with the people involved in his life.
and Pam says, I was told to learn ABA. Did that? I mean, that would be helpful with the ABA therapy he would get, or they just told you to learn ABA so you can just apply it yourself? Oh, yes, they
And
do.
Grace says that they have medical assistance for her son, but we're not qualified for SSI. And then Rosanna says, Latoya, ask your doctor for a referral. I work with Centria Autism, but not sure if we have an office in Maine. Isn't that who you go through too? Don't you have something, Centria? Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's who
Mm-hmm.
we get our services from. And Charles says he could have benefited from ABA. Tiffany says we were never offered or told about ABA. We did speech, OT, and PCIT, parent child interaction therapy. That sounds like play therapy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And our ABA therapy kind of deals with that too. To me, ABA kind of felt like it was somewhat occupational therapy, and
Yeah,
it
it
almost
does.
was all three. It was almost all three of those plus some more,
Hmm.
because I
Yeah,
mean it
like
goes
it's
straight
all
across the
rolled
board.
up into
Hmm.
one.
Yeah.
Definitely with the OT,
Hmm.
but
Yeah.
I can
Hmm.
agree with the speech, the OT, and
Hmm.
play therapy,
Yeah.
because all of that is what they
Hmm.
do.
Yeah, because I mean, whether it's okay, let's say we want her to request something with 3 words 80% of the time, then it's like covering speech, and then teaching them how to use forks and utensils and things like that is kind of like OT. So I mean, there's lots of things that are contained in the ABA. Yeah, definitely. But they have goals and things just like IEPs. They have, by such and such date, we want to have 80% occurrence of these things. And those goals are just like the IEP goals. So I think it's really beneficial.
I see we all have problems with that microwave, huh?
Right? Emily finally got it down to how many. I don't know if she doesn't type in 3 digits. So I don't think so. So it's kind of good that she got the 2 digits, because no matter what, unless she puts no matter what, she's not going to put too many minutes on there.
Yeah, that's a good idea, Leslie,
Mm-hmm.
with the locks covers over the knobs. And like
Mm-hmm.
I said, I know also the newer stoves, they have the ignition for the gas. So if the ignition it doesn't let out
Oh,
the uh the gas. So
mm-hmm.
yeah, but the
Nice.
safety lock covers are a great idea. Oh, they gave you the paperwork to learn it, to apply it. Oh wow.
Latoya says, I'll have to talk to his school. I feel like they do their thing there, and we are left hanging at home. And that's the other thing. If you do find ABA, ABA will often deal with the issues that go on at school. They'll also visit the school. They'll ask for the IEP, and they'll try to coincide with the regimen that the school is using as well. So it's kind of all the way across the board in the child. or the person on the spectrum is not confused. Hey, Dinah. Dinah says hello, everyone.
Hey, Dinah. Leslie says there is a doctor at Grace Pediatrician Doctor's Office that pulled me aside and told me about the pull-up pull up pull up diapers or pull up for ABA or something. Because I do know
And that's good.
doctors can write a prescription for diapers and pull-ups.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. They can write a prescription and you can go to the place where you usually get for asthma, the mask and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You can get the diapers. Well, that's where we would have had to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So more where the equipment and things are, yeah. And that's good because once you get a prescription, if you have Medicaid, anything prescribed is going to be covered. Even if it's something over the counter, like say aspirin or Tylenol, as long as you have a prescription, it's not going to cost you anything if your cost on Medicaid is zero. And they'll always go with the cheaper price, the insurance price or the over the counter price, if you have a copay.
Oh, great, Veronica. Look into it. And Charles
And
says microwaves were invented during my childhood, but didn't become affordable until I was grown up. My mom taught me the basics of cooking, and it has helped me throughout my adult life. Good, good. Mom was
I
right
was just
there.
about to read that one. Yeah, that's good, Charles, too, because there's people, neurotypical. I'm not going to say only men. There's neurotypical women. That don't know the basics of cooking. So that yeah, that's good.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Latoya says, again, her son is 4 years old. Latoya says we decided to keep him in preschool an extra year. He's not potty trained. And Latoya says Medicaid will pay for pull-ups. Oh, Medicaid will pay for pull-ups? Hold up now. LOL. So I guess
Yeah,
I guess once it becomes prescribed, yeah.
yeah. But the doctor can actually write you out a script. I was surprised. I was like, wow, okay. When Ralph was 5 until 8, we got 25 hours of one-on-one therapy every week. They came to the house. Autism waiver was the best. Okay.
And Mark says we wish we had ABA in the UK. Like you said, Nita, it's all rolled into one. We have to go to separate appointments in the UK.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's how it was when Emily was younger and we didn't have ABA. We had like the play therapy, and we had the speech, and we had the OT, but it was all separate. It was all whereas ABA could have covered a lot of them, a lot of all that in one.
That's good, Leslie. Leslie says my new stove came with a
Oh,
lockdown feature, so you can't pull it. Yeah, that's good.
that's good.
Yeah, see, Veronica, you always come to my rescue. I can't think of some Veronica's right there.
Oh, Medica Supply Pharmacy. I forgot we have one. I forgot what the company is called. I always see the trucks driving around. It's a certain commercial name that we have for that, and they have the
Yeah,
nebulizers and
it's
things like that.
two names that I can't think of as here
Mm-hmm.
that we use. But yeah, but
Yeah, I
Veronica
can't
always
remember.
comes to when I can't think of her. We got that for a while for Ralph. Company called me and they said they send they in the mail them in the diapers.
I think so because she says yes, they will. Found it out and was like, yes, that 100 to 120 a
20 a
month.
month. Okay.
hmm So you hear that, Latoya? I'm telling you, Maine is the worst. We have Black Bear Medical in Portland, Maine. Um, yeah, like I said, I know there's certain states that just aren't. If you look up, you can find the best states and the worst states for medical care for autism. The best states for autism to live in. I forgot which one is the best, but yeah, they're ranked as far as the best and the worst.
Okay, I want to mention something real quick. We got a few more minutes here, but I want to mention while I'm on. Uh, there was a question about autism of the C's in the group, and I just want to remind everybody that we are putting together information for a group cruise, but we'll have someone over in our support group sometime this week. Linda's in touch with them. So as soon as they get back with Linda, we're going to schedule a time to get everyone some information. Those of you who are interested in hearing more about Autism of the Seas and their assistant program, and those of you who are interested in going on the cruise with us. So we hope that you guys will be available sometime next week, but we will put that information out in the group. And I just want to mention that because we had a post that went up and people were throwing links and promoting, and it's not promotion time. So I just want to let everybody know that we are getting information for that particular cruise if you're interested in, and a representative will be over at our group doing a live and presenting that information. Okay, I'm done. Frederica, hello. I am in Jamaica and it's so expensive to care for my 3-year-old on the spectrum. Now, do you guys have a certain insurance that you guys have to use for autism? Do they have any type of autism services that you don't have to pay for, Frederica? Kansas is bad. Wow. Okay, so Mark orders his every 3 months. Oh, Mickey Mouse and Woody. Oh, yeah, it doesn't hurt to ask. Doesn't hurt to ask. I am too, Pam. Me too, Veronica.
Oh, here's something helpful, Latoya. So the top states and the worst states for autism. Right here it says Autism Speaks identified 26 states that include ABA in their coverage. And Maine is in that one. So it should be around you that you have ABA. I mean, I don't know how near to you, but Maine does have ABA. And it's one of the states that has it included in its coverage, which is one of the qualifying factors to be one of the top states supporting autism therapies.
Okay, so Frederica says yes about the autism services, but it's a long waiting list. Wow.
Dinah wants to know, Nita, if you're doing the watch party.
No, I don't have one open. Only Linda and RS. RS has one open. I see. I think I have the regular lives. What's going on? Am I missing something? Am I missing something?
And I don't know. And Steve,
Oh,
are you relaying the comments from yours over to the main live?
let me see. Yeah, I just put the regular lives in.
Yeah, that could help. Latoya, there's also the autism advocates. There's also a number that you can call. each state has a number that you can call as far as medical services in your state. And usually it's a 3-digit number. I'll have to look into that and find that for you.
Okay, I'm in RS. Okay, hey Jessica, Rebecca, hey Kenyana. Okay, Jose is over here. Hey Kat. You see these people? Or am I in the right one?
Me?
Hello, Red, Red Ruby. Hello.
No, I don't see them.
Red Ruby says my grandson is about to be 3 and he still doesn't speak, but he tries. He makes sounds. And Elizabeth Hicks says my daughter is 8. She wears underwear at school, but also wears pull-ups at home. Any idea? Um, for me, I was telling the last time I was saying we had to just toss out the pull-ups because it was his crutch. If there were pull-ups or diapers around, he would have a fit. Underwear couldn't go on him. He wanted those pull-ups. I don't care where you hit him at. He found them. I could have him so far back in the closet up at the top, he would find something to climb on. He was getting that pull-up. So we had to just finally, I said, no more, throw him out. So we went through that phase where, yeah, he wet the bed and then, just had to keep working with him. But what helped was he had a really good teacher a couple of years ago. She was really good. And she helped with the, I guess you could say, the transformation from pull-ups to underwear. So that helped a lot to get them to, that point where we could train them. And then ABA came in and she's really helped with that. So yeah, you're probably just going to have to toss the pull-ups and just bear with it for a minute. Because I mean, if they're using it as their safety blanket, it's going to be hard. Trust me.
And Latoya, there is a 211 number that you can call, and it's for the state of Maine, and it says available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to provide information and connect you or someone you know to local programs and services that can help. So they may be the ones to know about ABA therapy in your area.
Comments from yours.
Okay, let me put this one in here. Veronica says, Leslie, I hope they don't change the Mickey until Eddie is out of pull-ups because he won't wear anything. Oh, gotta have that Mickey.
Dinah said she asked because the reason I asked because I see questions that you're reading that's new.
Oh yeah. Oh, okay. Because
Yeah.
it's showing in the watch
Mhm.
party too, which is good.
But
So
she's talking about this right here, the comment thing from Stream.
yeah.
That new,
Yeah.
yeah. So she's
Mhm.
talking, yeah, we're using a different app or a different program today because Facebook was still acting funny.
Facebook doesn't want us to be great. And Frederica says, my health card that 10 therapy sessions per year, but you have to pay and then you get, wow, really? 211 here.
Yeah, so Latoya knows about the 211 number for Maine, and she said that's for all services and questions. Yeah, so even autism related, because so medical insurance is supposed to cover it, so it should be listed under medical. Like say for instance, for us, we have HMO insurance paid from our Medi-Cal, which is our Medicaid. Even though they pay for it, they don't service it. So like my HMO also doesn't have chiropractor, but they'll pay for it. So they send you somewhere outside to a different source to get it, but they actually will still pay for it. So, but they should know because it'd be something prescribed by your doctor. So, 211 should have the information on it because some people's insurance, it may be at certain clinics and things like that. But it is a medical service.
And Megan says if he can private pay, a lot of people that work at ABA therapy places are not full-time employees, and I have found many that are willing to work with you in the home. Okay, so you mean outside of their job with the ABA company, like a little
And that,
side
yeah.
hustle?
Yeah, and I think that's probably what they're talking about. And that is true. Like I've hired two of my ABA techs from before as respite care providers. So it was, I didn't want it to be confusing, but it was to the point where like Emily didn't like to work with ABA sometimes because it was work versus they're coming over for respite to just care for her. And, I had to tell her, okay, you're not working today. They're just here to watch you. But yeah, a lot of them will do things like that because they are in your house and kind of closer to your family and things like that. But if you want more time, I'm sure that you could probably work something out. I'm not going to say that it's allowed by the company because I don't know. What I did was allowed because I just hired her through my respite company on the side, and that wasn't a problem.
Megan also says taking a BA from a facility into our home actually changed my son in a big way. He then learned how to apply certain behaviors in the home and not just in that facility. And then we gradually moved it into the school. Yeah, I get ABA at home and center base. So he does 2 days at home and they take him to the center for socialization purposes at the center. And he's met a new friend. He's actually socialized with someone other than his niece. I tried with Ralph. I didn't want it. He begged me to buy them. I broke down. See, Pam, you gotta keep doing it. I had to say no more, no more. I think 211 is nationwide. Yeah,
That's why I thought it was a 3-digit number. And I was like, how many 3-digit numbers can they have throughout the whole country? That's not gonna,
right.
so
Yeah,
it is
it is.
one. That's why I had said 3-digit because I thought I'd seen it before. Leslie asked me how is Pennsylvania with autism, and so when I looked this up, it is actually the best places. So it pops up like this: the best places to live with for adults with autism. Philadelphia, Pennsylvania was second, so it wasn't
Where does
technically the
Michigan come
states.
in?
Let me get that. I gotta see. They list like 10, the top 10. Let me see. I'll name the top 10. And I know New York City was one.
Yeah, that was one of my goals to get him to try to interact with other children, you know. And so looking at the videos of him when they're at the center, it makes me happy. The other day, um, he has a friend that he meets up with at the center. It's just them two, and they started a little band. So my son likes music. The other little boy liked music. One had the guitar, and the other one was playing the drums. Mimicking. But they put the music on, and both of them were working together like they were in a band. I was like, "Oh, look at them." Pam says
So,
Kansas is probably last.
oh, for the best cities, New York, Los Angeles, Chicago, Cleveland, Philadelphia, and Boston. The whole metropolitan areas of those. And then now Autism Speaks breaks it down to the states with the most complaints and negative responses regarding autism support Texas, Virginia, Tennessee, Ohio, Florida, Michigan, and California.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And that's per the complaints from, actual people who need the
Big
services.
services. Wow. Well, I don't know. I guess they just think for me, everything was just so readily available. Here, 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 here. But I guess,
That's what I thought. Yeah.
yeah, if you don't have access to it, or I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So, how do you guys like this stream feature? Because I may go ahead and do the upgrade on it, but do you like this? Those of you who have been around, do you like being able to see the questions up on the screen? And you can see Linda and I's name. Hi, Linda.
Yeah, I like
And
this system. I like
I
this
want
one
to
a
do
lot.
one more test. Is there anyone that wants to come on with us right now? I want to see how this third person, I can add a third person. I want to see how this works.
Veronica
So,
says she wants. No, I'm just kidding.
oh, I was getting ready to send
No,
Veronica.
no, she was
You
just
want
the
to
next
come?
comment.
Okay. I need one volunteer. Oh, you like it, Pam? Okay. I need one volunteer who wants to come on so I can see how this three thing works. Anyone would like to volunteer before we sign off? You like it too, Charles?
And then make sure you're in the original one, not a watch party, or it won't work.
Yeah, I'm gonna send you a invitation link in your inbox. So, okay, I'm getting ready to watch your inbox, Veronica, and I'm about to send you the link. 1 second. Okay, Veronica, I sent you the link. Let's see how this works out. Megan say I'm in my jammies already. Okay. Okay. Oh, Pam said you will too. Okay, let's see if Veronica can come on. Can you do 4? No, I can only do up to. Oh yeah, well maybe. Well, let me see if Veronica comes on. You got the link, Veronica? Oh, or is she saying wait? Pam, I'm gonna send you the link too, just to see if we can do 4. That would be awesome. So Pam, I'm getting ready to send you the link. Check your inbox in 1 second. Now I gotta look and see. Uh, Pamela. He won't pop up. Won't pop up on my oh, no wonder because I put Pamela, not Pam. Okay, I got it now. Pam. Okay. Okay. Oh, okay. Here's Veronica.
Oh, it worked.
All right. Let's
Hello.
see if let's see if
So,
Is that Nathan?
yeah,
hey
he's really trying
baby.
so hard.
Hey, Nathan.
Say hi.
Hi.
There we go. I had my light low.
Okay, your IEP is tomorrow. All right. Well, good luck to you. Good luck. Okay, I'm waiting to see if we can get
Oh.
4 on here.
I think Charles said he would come on.
Where's Charles?
Did he really?
Can?
He did. He
Did
said
he?
I can.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, he sure did.
Let me see. I'm gonna send.
No, you're gonna make me get in trouble again, Nathan.
Quiet, quiet.
Mark says that he likes the program. He says he thought it was on CNN, but yeah, great.
Stop.
Let's see, Charles. The name won't pop up in the. Oh, wait a minute. Hold up. We got somebody. There she is.
It's dark here. Yeah, it looks
Okay.
like I'm in.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, that's so neat. I love
Okay.
that. I love that there could be more.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
1 second, Charles. I'm trying to find. Let's see if we can
Oh,
do
this is
5 because this
nice.
would be awesome. Charles.
Oh, this is cool. They could put all of us in there.
Yeah, that's not really neat. I like that.
That
Because
is-
then now we can invite parents on to do different things.
Yeah, I can't see the comments. I don't know how to.
Turn it
And I'm on my
verti-
phone too. So
do you have it vertical or sideways?
no, I have it vertical.
I don't know. I have mine.
Okay, I wonder why.
I don't know
Maybe I have
why.
to switch it over.
Oh,
I-
swipe to the left, I think, and see if they don't pop up.
Oh, is she talking about the comments?
Yeah, the
Yeah, because I
comments.
can't see them either.
Yeah, on
Okay.
my phone, sometimes I
It
can't see
says
them
you're in
either.
the
That's
show.
Okay, so when I hit chat, I can see them. I have to go back and forth.
okay.
Let's see.
Oh, I see. Maybe if I hit chat.
1 second. Give me a second, you guys. It is not showing.
I can't see
Dinah
me.
says hi, Veronica. Hi, Pam.
Hi, Dinah.
Dinah says
Hi,
I'm
Dinah.
cooking dinner and look crazy, but if you need a volunteer, I'm in. Did you hear that, Nita?
Oh, wait a minute. I had to go. I had to dig Charles up. Okay, so we got 4 in here. Let's see.
Dinah offered to. She said she's
Let me
looking
see.
crazy, but she said she'll volunteer. Oh, but you know what, Dinah? You have to go over to the main live.
Okay.
Right.
So let's see. Charles, I sent you a invitation in your inbox. Dinah, you
Oh,
have
I
one
think.
too. Okay.
What?
Okay, Pam is.
Loading. It
Bring
looks
me your
like.
phone. I'll do it.
Okay, there she is.
Stop.
Yeah, I unlocked it for a second.
Okay, so this is cool. This is cool.
Yeah, it's cool.
So we can do more things with the parents when we have our Let's Talk live discussion. So I guess this is a keeper, you guys.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, I like
Okay.
that
Yeah,
too.
I
So I'll make the purchase. So right now we're on. Yeah, I like this. Okay.
Yeah, and my phone automatically.
It wasn't hard either. It's pretty easy.
Yeah, I click on the.
Is that Pam?
Yeah.
Okay, I couldn't barely understood you. Okay, okay, everyone.
Okay.
So thank you guys for chiming in. Uh-oh.
Hello.
We got, hey, Charles.
Hey, there's
Oh,
Charles.
here comes
Oh, we got
Charles.
five
Hello.
here.
So what is the limit? We could have everyone on here pretty soon.
Maybe
Trying to
76.
add the whole group on.
Hi, Charles.
So if I'm not mistaken, I think the limit is 5 or 6.
Okay.
Okay.
So let's see. Okay, it's 6. It's 6. Hey,
There's
China.
China.
Hi, China.
How you doing?
Oh, wow.
This is
Oh, is
cool.
she on now
Hi.
too? Oh, hey.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is really cool. I like this a lot.
So we are going to use this program from now on for our Let's Talk Autism. Hey.
My 2 minis.
Hey.
Hey, minis.
Aw.
Hi.
Aw.
I don't make my day out.
Hey, guys.
Hold on, buddy.
This is good. I like this.
I like it too. I like this a
Leslie
lot.
says Pam sounds like a robot. Mark says I need a bigger phone or tablet. Okay, thank you. Okay, guys, we're gonna sign off. Thank you guys for helping us test this. Charles,
Uh-huh.
all I see is your finger.
It's in front of your camera. No, we can see
Okay,
half
do
of
you see
you.
anything more now?
Yeah, I
think
see your
he's holding the phone
face.
weird.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay. I
Okay.
think my finger was
Well,
in the way before, but anyway, yeah.
so when we have our like interview sessions, we can do it this way. This is good. And this will
Yeah.
also be a good thing for the team, our little team meetings.
Yeah.
Yeah, this
I,
would be cool.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, guys.
Especially it's
Oh, go
yeah,
ahead.
so and for the interview things that we do in the discussions group, whereas like 2 of us could be on there instead of just one of us interviewing now, because then that makes for more questions and things like that as
Yeah.
well. But yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, sorry, Victoria.
yeah, this is cool. Even though I sound like a robot.
You sound good now.
Yeah, the sound
Now you sound better.
like
RS says it looks like the Brady Bunch.
No, we need 2 more people.
Very, very diverse Brady Bunch.
And Latoya says, good night, everyone.
Oh, good night, Latoya. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in.
Yeah.
I appreciate.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I appreciate you all. Happy holidays, Leslie. Pretty cool, Mark.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so we're gonna.
Thank you, everyone.
I gotta learn some controls on here. So, thank you, everyone.
Thank
Appreciate
you. Bye.
you all.
Thank you.
Yep.
Good night.
See you guys
Have a
next
good
week.
night.
Night,
See
everyone.
you guys
Yeah.
same time.
Night, everyone. See you later. Bye-bye.
Night.
Bye.
Night.